Hey guys, my name is Katie, and today I'll be doing our Chalk Your Walk Wednesday camp segment. And I'm super pumped to share what I'm going to be doing with you guys. But before we get started, I wanted to let you guys know what you'll need to do this activity with me. First and foremost is sidewalk chalk, but it doesn't matter what colors they are, and it doesn't matter how many. The possibilities are endless. I've got my cup of joe here and my water just to keep me hydrated because we're outside today. This last one is optional, but I know it's something that's really helpful for me as I am working through my image. I would highly recommend getting your handy dandy laptop if you have one, or iPhone, or even printing a picture off of an image that might be inspiring you or something that you might want to use as a template to help guide you as you're drawing.
This is an image from Pinterest that I'll be using as my inspiration for our chalk art today.
Let's go ahead and get started.
The first thing you're going to want to do is make an umbrella type arch to outline your rainbow in whatever color you choose. For my rainbow, I chose orange as my darkest color, and as you can see, I'm going over this arch several times. I really wanted each of the colors in my rainbow to be very bold and very bright, and I also just love the look of thicker strips of color rather than thin strips of color. But it's completely up to you how thick you want your colors to be, how many you want to include in your rainbow. If you want to alternate the thickness of each arch, use your creative thinking caps to make your rainbow to your liking. And as you can see with this yellow strip here, I really made this color a lot thicker than the orange arch. And the reason I did this is because I wanted to blend the orange and the yellow together to make a more blended pastel color between the orange and yellow, so it wasn't such a drastic difference. And that's what I'm doing here with my fingers. I'm just taking those excess chalk shavings from where I've gone over each line multiple times, and I'm just blending them together with my hands until the color looks the way that I would like it to. But again, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just leave the colors very distinct as they are when you draw them on the concrete. This was just a decision I made that was inspired by the Pinterest image I showed earlier. As you can see, I've drawn a very thin layer of white here to blend in with the yellow right next to it to continue this blended pastel type rainbow. And then I'm just going back in with my white chalk and I'm creating a more defined white layer in my rainbow. You could continue adding more colors to the rainbow. I just chose these 3 colors because I wanted it to look a little more simple. If you want to draw a quote under your rainbow like I am here, the next thing you're going to want to do is take your chalk and start drawing those letters. As you can see here, I was playing around with the font. So I started off doing half cursive, half print, and then I did all print, and then I did all cursive. So feel free to use your creativity to come up with a font that suits you and your personality and what speaks to you. Also, by all means, draw anything you want under this arch. So it can be a quote that is exactly like mine. It can be a phrase or a word that's different than mine. It could just be a pretty design or characters or objects that you feel like resonate with you and your personality. Or you can continue drawing different colors in your rainbow to close this gap to add more color if that's your preference. As you can see here, I'm going over my letters in orange because I didn't really love the brown I originally chose, and I ended up liking the looks of this a little bit better. Next, I went in with the 3 colors that I chose to put in my rainbow and made these alternating colored rays, kind of like a sunshine on the outside of my rainbow. Of course, you don't have to do this if you don't like the looks of it or if you just don't want to, but I really loved the brightness and encouragement that I felt this element added to my rainbow. So feel free to add whatever colors or whatever designs you want on the outside of your rainbow. This is just what I chose to do with mine. Here I'm just adding my finishing touches, going over these letters one last time, but whatever finishing touches looks like for you and your piece of art, this is the last thing that you'll do. And don't forget to hashtag Camp Twin Lakes and hashtag Chalk Your Walk to be featured on Camp's social media accounts. We look forward to seeing your designs, and I hope that today's video has encouraged you in some way.